Good morning. I felt like talking to someone and everyone's asleep still. So I'm going to introduce you to my dogs. This is Happy. Happy, say hi. He's just a sweetie. He's a big baby. And that's Ramona, and she's asleep. And they're both good dogs, aren't they? Happy's been barking at nothing all morning, and he's mad at me because I told him to shut up. So what's new with you? Not much. I have heard not much, anyways. What's new with me is I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I'm gonna have to have a follow up on it because, uh, because I have something called PCOS, and that is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Ovarian syndrome. Which means that my ovaries get cysts and they're very painful, and it's a whole bunch of lady issues. It's really gross. So every year I have to have a minor surgery done to make sure that there is no cancer. So that's always fun and nerve wracking, and it's like a month-long process between the checkup where they get like the initial results to see, if there's anything abnormal in there, and there always is. So I don't know why they even check anymore. And then they have to do a referral to a specialist, and then I have to go make the appointment with the specialist, and then they make me be in pain for 3 days, and it's just great. It's great. Um, will you please stop? He's such a grumpy butt. Urgh. But anyways, yep, so that's what's going on with me personally at the moment. Too much information. You're welcome. And, not everybody with PCOS has to do that. I have some other issues that kind of arose because of not getting that diagnosed in time, and some damage was done to my insides, and just kind of opened the door for risk there. So the moral of the story is go to your yearly appointments and listen to your doctor and tell them anytime that there's something going on that you're not sure what it is. That's something that I've improved on a lot over the last 2 years, because I'm one of those people that when the doctor asks, how you doing? I'm super polite and just say, oh, I'm great. Even though, oh, well, my foot fell off yesterday and I super glued it back on, but I'm great. So I think it's really important to teach younger people, especially young adults, early 20s. Well, at any point when you're not going to the doctors with your parents anymore. If you're having any kind of issues, your doctor needs to know about them. So, like, I know around here we have very few good doctors, very few good mental health providers. Just the whole medical field is very concentrated, I guess, diluted. I don't know. They're few and far between for high quality healthcare professionals around here. So when you find one, they're usually very, very busy and in a lot of a hurry. And that's something that when people ask me what it's like to live here, or whether they should move here, or for example, at our church we have a lot of missionaries that come through. They'll spend 6 to 10 weeks here, and then they'll move on, and a lot of them will come to me when they first get here because I have a lot of time on my hands, so I end up making friends with them pretty quickly. But they'll ask, what's something that we need to know about being here, or do you have any advice, or would you recommend moving here at some point? I want to come back someday. And it's one of those things, like, you have to either be in good health already or be resigned to know that you're going to have to really work for care here. And that's something that I would like to start doing, like, finding a way to promote some activism on that. It's difficult because of the field that I work in, what I can and can't do as far as activism with healthcare here. But yeah, so I talk about it a lot, just with people one on one, but I think that this is a good place for me to talk about it too. Because, like I said, that procedure that I am more than likely going to have done again, which I hate, it's going to take me at least a month from my screening yesterday to when I'll actually be at the specialist office having the procedure done. It'll be at least a month, if not more. And God willing, everything will be fine, and it always has been. But God forbid if it's not, a month is a long time to go for something like that, without any, knowing whether you should be doing anything differently or whether you should be in treatment. It's not something to mess around with. And that's pretty scary. And I have some of the best insurance in the state. It's not about whether or not I can pay my doctor. All of this is covered. It always is. It's just there aren't any doctors here. And West Virginia is really a dying state. And you can see that just by going to the mall in our capital city, just walking down the street in our capital city. Everything is closed down. There's very few people here that are doing okay. I'm doing okay-ish. But, it's still a struggle. And the fact that there are no doctors here, if I were to get sick, actually have something wrong, I don't know where I would go. There's hospitals here, but the closest one to me is not known for its awesomeness. But that is a huge problem here. And mental health care, I think I'm going to talk about later on as well, in another video, because this one's already going on like 8 minutes. But yeah, so I don't know. Do you have any ideas on what to do about that? Like, how do you get attention for that, and what goes into making that not a problem in an area anymore? I mean, we live in one of the richest nations in the world, probably the richest nation in the world, and we're not so far. I mean, I could drive to Washington, D.C. in, what, 4-ish hours? And, yeah, like, I could get to Washington, D.C. in a few hours, and they have every kind of doctor on earth there, and good ones. But just, a few hours away, we have very, very few in our capital. So, I mean, I live 15 minutes outside of the capital city here, and I drive to Charleston, which is about a 15-20 minute drive for most of my healthcare stuff, and even there's very, very little help that's actually worth your time and effort to get to it. But yeah, so if you've got any ideas on how to fix that, or what goes into making this situation better, or how it got to be this way, I'd love to know. Or even where to research and find that information, because yeah, that's something that affects me a lot and affects the people that I care about, and I'd love to be able to do something about it. So thanks for your advice. I'll see you later.